and you can quote this on me. There is no way the Orioles or Red Sox make the playoffs this season. Uh, yeah, yeah. There's no way. There's no way.
I set the bar really low at the NBA predictions.
I don't think all Mavs fans look into the stats like I do.
It's not the great value Target brand toilet paper or whatever. It's the Charmin Ultra Strong.
I don't know if Nick Nurse is the coach for the Raptors. I don't know if he's the reason why they won the 2019 championship. I feel like that was more of a team effort.
The Mavs cannot say we do not miss Seth Curry shooting threes.
This questions the firing of Dwayne Casey, who I think is a very underrated coach.
To me, the Capitals really pushed all their chips for this season.
Hello, I'm Mike Grimes, and you've been listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our NFL Opinions of the Week. Today, we're going to be talking about the Raiders' failure in this episode. I'm Kevin, and I'm joined by the man in all black. I'm joking. He has a black beanie, but
close
Austin.
enough.
Yeah,
close enough. I'm not a part of the Raiders fandom that would be in all black, and man, has it been a rough couple of years. They obviously made the playoffs. The Raiders did back in 2021, and I don't know if you remember, Kevin, but that was not with Josh McDaniels. That was with
Rich Bisaccia?
Yes.
Teams. I liked him. I don't know why they went McDaniels.
But yeah, that happens, and then they completely fell off the next year, going 6-11, and this year they started 3-5. It's been bad, and something I want to mention is the craziness between some of what has happened. For example, a guy like Damon Arnett, who they drafted 19th overall, isn't even in the league anymore. They drafted him in 2020, played 9 games in 2020, 4 games in 2021, isn't even on a team anymore. That's the 19th pick. Their drafting has been poor. A lot of what they've done has been inconsistent with what you would think you would see with a team that's trying to obviously contend. Devontae Adams is not happy. The entire Chandler Jones saga went down. That was crazy. Obviously, the Henry Ruggs situation that we don't have to really spend that much time on. But what are your thoughts on the Raiders? Just any general comments about what craziness has happened and why it hasn't worked out?
Yeah, like I from what I remember, I wasn't a huge fan of McDaniels, but I really like Bisaccia. But the way they kind of believed in him, it was crazy. And now, like, I was just like, oh, maybe they'll trade Adams. Well, the trade deadline is passed. Adams is still on. He does not look happy. And it seemed like this year, okay, you get rid of Derek Carr. This is a big year for Josh McDaniels because you get rid of Derek Carr, you get Jacoby Myers, you get Jimmy Garoppolo. And, like, there seemed to be hope with the Raiders when they got Devontae Adams. But that hope is gone. What does this team look like? Because to me, there are bright spots. Like, Max Crosby is great. But you mentioned the draft history. That's also crazy because they brought in Mike Mayock. That did not work out. They trade Khalil Mack. Those trades really haven't panned out. You got Josh Jacobs, but is he a long-term piece?
Yeah, it's a great question to ask. Is he a long-term piece? And they obviously didn't believe in that. And Max Crosby, top 10 defensive lineman in the league, if you include D tackle and D end. And he's been great for them. He's been a game wrecker when they need him to be, when they need a guy to do that. But at the same time, the offense is really not helping out. Josh Jacobs, who led the league in rushing last year, is not playing well at all this season. And you can blame that on McDaniels and a lot of other stuff, but it's just not working out. Another thing I'd like to mention is it seems like there's always something extracurricular happening with the Raiders, whether it's, like I said, the Henry Ruggs situation or Damon Arnett situation or the Chandler Jones thing. There always seems to be something outside, or even Devontae Adams talking about wanting to leave. Something about away from football being played that is a consistent storyline with the Raiders that seems to kind of take away the attention from their play on the field.
Yeah, that's a good point. And it seems like it's just that's been the history of the Raiders, but when they're really good, there was issues there. However, to me, it's kind of management. To me, they're a team that they moved to Vegas. They want that publicity. and a lot of it's been bad. But like they bring John Gruden back, that did not work out. Um, and to me, I think they should just be calm and steady. But now they have a big issue at quarterback. What do you do with Jimmy Garoppolo? I know Aiden O'Connell starting, but
It bodes well for my rookie QB predictions because I did say that Aiden O'Connell would play, and I had him playing very, very, very well. We'll see if that actually comes true. It may not, depending on how this team works out and how much Davante Adams actually will play. Will he play? Will he decide just to sit out because he doesn't want to? How will this offense look? But you asked the right question of what will happen with Jimmy G. Is this his last starting job that he gets as the guy coming into the season? I don't know. Can you blame Josh McDaniels? Do you blame Jimmy G? Who do you blame? And I would say it's all the above. There's a lot of issues happening with this team.
And I would blame Mark Davis as well, the owner, because he made the decision. To me, it was a flashy move to get John Gruden, a flashy move to get Mike Mayock. Then you go Josh McDaniels. To me, I just would have kept Rich Bisaccia because he took over a tumultuous situation with the John Gruden situation, and they made the playoffs, like you said. And you had an answer at quarterback. I don't know if it was the answer with Derek Carr, but he's better. I think he was a better option, at least in 2021.
Yeah, that's fair. And especially because there was a lot of, you couldn't say that there wasn't hope. Like heading into that 2022 season last year,
with
Josh Jacobs really good. They traded for Davante Adams. They looked like, hey, this is about to be a really good team. And even hiring Josh McDaniels, I was willing to give him a second chance because of, okay, maybe he needed a good quarterback, and I'd say Derek Carr's at least good. He's fine.
Yeah.
It's not like he's a below average QB. And then when you have Davante Adams on your team, you should be able to throw the ball. And while Davante Adams was very high in receiving yards and touchdowns, I think he led the league in touchdowns last year. I'll check to make sure right now. But their offense was not horrible. The problem was the defense, and a lot of close games. By the way, he did lead the league in touchdowns last year. Davante Adams did.
He did. Wow.
But when you go points for, they were 12th. That's fine. You can survive. But when you go points against, they were 26th. Their defense was not good enough. They had multiple notable losses where they scored points but could not. Like they lost in overtime to the 49ers, 37-34. And I think that was the game that was that the game that whatever his name is started? Yeah, Jared Stidham started. But it couldn't really work out. Darren Waller was hurt for a large portion of the season. But like I said, Josh Jacobs led the league in rushing yards. And this year only is averaging 3.1 yards per attempt. 3.1, Kevin. That's horrible. That's not bad. That is horrible. And it seems like everything is going away from what they initially planned. Daniel Carlson, one of the best kickers last year, literally first team All-Pro. This year is bad. 78%, 78.6 to be exact. That is not a good percentage. After last year, 92%. He only missed 3 kicks all last year. Missed 3 kicks so far this year. And it seems like everything that can go wrong with this team will. I don't know how they get on the other side of it. I heard that they are hiring Antonio Pierce to be the interim head coach. But here's the thing. If they start playing better, are they just going to look for another guy in free agency or during the offseason that Mark Davis thinks is will get more tickets in seat spot?
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, I'm not really familiar with Antonio Pierce, but yeah, go for it. And if it works, keep with it. Don't make the sexy move. Do it, and they might have to go on a rebuild. I'm not sure. We'll just have to see.
And the Raiders have really been in a rebuild every year, except for the year that Carr got hurt and the year they made the playoffs with the interim coach that they had in 2021. Ever since they made the Super Bowl back in 2001. Yeah. So it's been a rough go of things for Raiders fans.
Yeah, let us know what you think in the comments. That's all we got. We appreciate you listening to Outsiders Opinions, and see you next time.